Yes, put your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the birthday boy, Darren Lloyd. And he's getting his birthday cake. He's receiving his birthday cake and his lovely flowers. Blow the hands! Blow the hands! Love, love, love alone. Love alone in the Labour Party, brothers and sisters. Say a big happy birthday to Darren. Darren, that's it, that's it. Your Labour rights are wishing you happy birthday, brother. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Labour rights, I encourage you, those of you who want to come even closer, because now it's leadership time, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready, brothers and sisters? Now we call to address us the world boss, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit.
If I had a chance to live my life again, without pretending, I would tell you plain, I've made a lot of mistakes in this life I would like to change. But of all the things that I hold dear to, one is being born and raised in this country. For no other place on earth wouldn't do for me. It's not to say that all is rosy. We have problems and we are poor. But generally speaking, we are an easy-going people, free and clean. I hold you very close to my heart. Some of you, my dearest, I cannot part. I think of you everywhere I go. I always long to come back you. When your other children will forsake you, I will always stand up for my truth.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Citizens and residents of the great Commonwealth of Dominica, good evening to all of you. I first wish to express my profound thanks and appreciation to our former Pal Rep, Dr. Alice King, for stepping forward and providing service to the people of this country over the last 3 years. Our party owes her a debt of gratitude. I greet you this evening, proud once again of the very mature and responsible manner in which our people stunned the world last Thursday by turning their backs on the potential for strife, lawlessness, and abuse of rights in our country. The hearts of many in the diaspora were heavy as the usual suspects threatened brimstone and fire, and as a consequence of their own negligence. Multitudes were called to the capital city of Roosevelt to maim, disfigure, and destroy. But alas, my dear people, the good judgment and reasoning of our people saw to it that our nomination day, our nomination of candidates was conducted and concluded without any incident in our country. We look forward now to the evening of December 6th, when the final vote is counted and the winner of the 2022 general elections is declared. I wish tonight to thank the people of Dominica for the warm embrace of the Dominica Labour Party. I am sure you assessed all the talents that were placed at your disposal, and I sense this evening that you too agree that the Dominica Labour Party is still the best choice for Dominica.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your lies.
I want to say that it is truly unfortunate that the voters of my constituency, the Vegas constituency, were deprived the opportunity to actually vote in this, my final general elections. It is not my fault, and it is certainly not their fault, that our opponents chose not to send up a candidate in my constituency or that of the other 5 constituencies that have already been declared. Those 6 constituencies are among the strongest bastions of labor in Dominica. And it was no secret that even if the United Workers' Party had contested these 6 seats, the Dominica Labour Party would have received a minimum of 70% of the popular vote in each riding. So do not be fooled by their not backing a so-called independent in some of the races. They have sponsored independent candidates in areas where they feel the margin of victory would not be as high as is in the Vekas, Paybush, Cottage, and Pinnit-Savan constituencies. They listened to Comrade Defoe last weekend and decided this guy was going to be no easy walkover. So they pulled back their quote-unquote independent candidate who they had identified to go in that seat against Comrade Defoe. In performing before the world cameras, they have announced that they are not running and are not participating in the elections. But we all know they are sponsoring several independent candidates in this election. Has anyone in this crowd heard of the expulsion of Dr. Irvin Pascal from the UWP? How then can be acting against the declared wishes of the party and still be an embraced member? The answer, my friend, is that a faction in the opposition is supporting him and another faction is supporting another candidate in this same St. Joseph constituency. Even in this one constituency, there will be 3 faces of UWP on the ballot paper on December 6th. But my dear friends, there shall be only one candidate for Labour, and that is Darren Lloyd. What this all adds up to is a mass of confusion designed to create the image of Dominica as politically unstable. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see or sense any anything unstable about Dominica tonight? Do you see anything unstable about Dominica tonight? The majority of voters in this country have expressed at every turn their preference for Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party.
It's my PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your life.
I did not call out the entire country last Thursday afternoon. They summoned all 70,000 residents to the Bayfront, and just 324 people showed up on the Bayfront for the Workers' Party. These are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. They spent previous 2 weeks making the arguments and other submissions, and the people of Dominica handed down their verdict on Thursday evening. The people of Dominica said a loud and resounding no to the United Workers' Party and its associates. Last Sunday evening, I merely said that my candidates and I were going for a casual walk through the streets of Roseau on Saturday. And you saw the multitude of Dominicans who came out to walk on Saturday afternoon in Roseau. Dominicans follow who they want. This is a free country, ladies and gentlemen. The opposition does not want a massive turnout of voters on December 6th. So they selected 6 of the constituencies they knew Labour would have done exceedingly well in, and insisted that no one steps forward to be nominated in those 6. Reginald Austria had already told me that Roland Roy was going to get more votes than he did in 2015 and 2019. Lakia Joseph was on course to breaking all records in Pebush. And we all, ladies and gentlemen, felt the energy in Collio with the introduction of Darren Pinard last Tuesday evening. So they know we were going to cut their tails in all 6 of those constituencies. And they decided not to send up anybody. One poor guy in the Roosevelt Valley wanted to go up, but the 4 witnesses he asked all told him they are firmly in the corner of Dr. Irving McIntyre. And you know, I was walking in town, and it's the same guy who wanted to run against Dr. McIntyre in a red shirt in the mother of all works last evening, ladies and gentlemen.
It's my PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your lies. Labour still the best choice.
So this is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. The same people who say they are boycotting these elections gave a nod of approval to candidates in certain other constituencies. But in those 6, where they know we would cut their tail and bust their tails, ladies and gentlemen, 3-1, they decided not to send a candidate in those constituencies. So, actual voter turnout is not a major issue for keen observers of politics on December 6th, because the opposition has played so many games in this campaign that their credibility is now shot. They have killed the spirits of many voters. They have made themselves look most inadequate in the eyes of many Dominicans at home and abroad. Did you see them on Bayfront last Thursday? Even Papi, ladies and gentlemen, in his heyday, was more inviting to stand and listen to. An old broken down van and a sound system with a reach of 22 feet. And that is how they are portraying themselves as a government in waiting in 2022. Shame on the Workers' Party, ladies and gentlemen. But there are some commentators in Dominica and elsewhere that I think I need to speak to this evening. These are the ones who would have you believe that the situation in Dominica today is unprecedented in the Western Hemisphere. I have news tonight for these academics, ladies and gentlemen. First, let me deal with this so-called, what they call, or who they say call a snap election in Dominica in 3 years. I am a villain for calling an election in Dominica when I chose. But Timothy Harris in St. Kitts collapsed his own government in 2 years, and he is a gentleman. I am a villain for calling an election under 3 years in Dominica, but Sister Mia Motley in Barbados is a genius for having called a snap election and in an even shorter period than I have done. All of a sudden, all sorts of strange things could happen in Dominica because the opposition has stood out of the elections. But none of the things said happened in Jamaica, for example, ladies and gentlemen. Happened in Jamaica of all places. In 1983, when the PNP boycotted the Edward Ziaka JLP government and spent 5 solitary years in opposition. Why is it that people believe that Dominica and Dominicans are incapable of acting and behaving normal? You know, I take great offense to that action and that attitude towards us in Dominica. Giving one party 21 seats in Dominica puts democracy at risk, they say. But a party in Grenada won all 3 seats, not once, not twice, but 3 times over the years. and democracy has never been under threat in that country. The incumbent government in Barbados has won 2 successive elections with a clean sweep of the parliament on each occasion. And democracy is not under siege there either. But in Dominica, an opposition party that has lost 5 consecutive general elections chooses 3 years into the term to get rid of its leader, to break itself into factions, and to choose leadership candidates who are not from the people, not of the people, or not for the people. And I am a villain for calling an election when the opposition has its pants off. Well, too bad for them, ladies and gentlemen. Too bad for them. If you snooze, you lose, ladies and gentlemen. They snooze, and on December 6, 2022, they shall lose, ladies and gentlemen. I called the election when any serious opposition party anywhere in the world would have been ready or readying itself for a poll. Let us pause for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I do not like to comment on or interfere in the domestic politics of a country, but let us assess the situation in Great Britain right now. General elections are not constitutionally due anytime soon in the UK. But do you recall the main reason why government MPs did not vote out any of the recent sitting prime ministers? It was not that they were afraid to or that they were unwilling to. They did not bring down the Conservative government because they knew the opposition Labour Party was in first slip, ready and willing to assume the reins of office in that country. The opposition in Britain is not like the opposition in Dominica. The opposition in Britain was ready for any eventuality, and the government, knowing this, did all in its power to protect its wicket and stay in office. But the opposition here in Dominica lost for the 5th straight time in December 2019. And rather than prepare for general elections, they went into a state of internal meltdown where they turned on each other. Lennox Clinton did not resign immediately after the last election, when most leaders rejected for a 3rd time would have. He carried the party for 3 years and then left abruptly. Let us be clear in chronicling the fact, ladies and gentlemen. They went leaderless for more than 2 months, and I took the opportunity to refresh my government and prepare this country for the arduous task ahead, and I am now a villain in the country. Well, if ready in Dominica for an extended Russia-Ukraine war and its ramifications makes me a villain, I plead guilty. If positioning Dominica to start 2023 on a firm footing in the event of a resurgence in COVID cases is irresponsible, then I plead guilty, ladies and gentlemen. If getting new energy and new talents and insight on board to grapple with the challenges such as the relocation of Petit Soufriere and Sansover residents is reckless, then I, Roosevelt Skerrit, plead guilty tonight. But I can tell you, I have not 1 ounce of remorse for calling an election and catching the opposition with their pants off, ladies and gentlemen. Opposition parties have one job, and that is to prepare for elections. The United Workers' Party failed to do that, which it should have done. So don't let anyone be distracted tonight with the shouts of anger from the other side. They came within 7,000 votes of winning the last elections in 2019. If the people are with you, they would vote for you under any circumstances. Let us get to the heart of the issue. They want Roosevelt Skerrit to unilaterally decide whether Dominicans living overseas should vote in Dominica or not. That is not a decision I am willing to make on my own. I have said I want to be advised on this. What I would say to you is that of two countries around us that attempted those same reforms in recent years, both of them returned a policy position of embracing those brothers and sisters residing elsewhere, but who continue to contribute to the social and economic development of their native land. My view is that Dominica is too small to cut itself off from the rest of the world. Philosophically, I believe that if a person works elsewhere but sends home money, provisions, and other enabling assistance to upkeep their family in Dominica, I, Roosevelt Skerrit, do not see why that person should be unilaterally removed from the voters list of Dominica. They have a right to vote in Dominica's elections, ladies and gentlemen. But I did not impose my view on the country. I did not impose my personal view on the cabinet. I have heard this call for reform, and I said, let us consider it. My government retained the preeminently highest legal luminary in the Caribbean to undertake the review of our systems, and that the review is underway. Whenever it is submitted, we shall share with the people of Dominica, and when all views are entertained, I shall lay the document on the floor of the Parliament. So I want to make it clear that this new Dominica Labour Party government, which you are about to re-elect, shall introduce recommended reforms as soon as such reforms are ready and have been inputted by all willing Dominicans, residents at home and abroad. We shall make the needed changes to the manner in which voting is done in Dominica. But I want to say that we vote in Dominica today how we voted 20 years ago and how we voted 27 years ago when the United Workers' Party won the government, ladies and gentlemen. So let us cut out this nonsense about Dominicans having a voting system that no other country in the world has. They're talking about voter ID cards, but in the United States of America or Great Britain, there are no voter ID cards, ladies and gentlemen, yet people vote. They're talking about non-resident Dominicans being eligible to vote. Non-resident Antiguans vote in their elections. Non-resident Kittians vote. So why are they telling the world that something obtains in Dominica that does not obtain anywhere else in the world, ladies and gentlemen? They are sitting out these elections because we cut them with their pants off, ladies and gentlemen. They have no policies. They have no programs. They have no presence on the ground. They have no money to run a campaign. And 3 years after the last elections, they have no political leader. That is why they could not submit nomination papers on November 18, 2022. And for the benefit of those of you watching and listening, and who heard of a second political party called the Dominica Freedom Party, also not contesting these elections, I want you to know tonight that the Dominica Freedom Party ceased being a serious political party the moment the late Dame Eugenia Charles ceased being the leader of that party. The Freedom Party in Dominica is in a comatose state. It has been on life support for the last 20 years. It has about 6 active members, all of whom are over 75 years of age. So do not be stirred by the rattling of that beleaguered institution. These are the last gasp of a dying organization. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank the people of Dominica for once again reposing their confidence in me and the candidates of the Dominica Labour Party. With your non-response to the reckless and irresponsible demands of the other side, you have signaled your intention to embrace the Labour Party as it seeks to continue to take Dominica forward. During the course of the next 2 weeks, I shall seize every opportunity to share with you insights into our thinking and how we propose to navigate the choppy waters that confront us. Tonight, I thought it necessary to contextualize the circumstances by which we shall, on December 6th, be declared winner in all 21 constituencies in our country. The opposition dropped the ball repeatedly in the last few months. It handled the calling of elections very badly, and its tendency to want to invoke crime, lawlessness, and other antisocial behavior was frowned upon by the thinking people of this country. And so, ladies and gentlemen, they wanted to turn brother on brother, neighbor on neighbor, co-worker on co-worker. But none of that is happening in Dominica this time around. There is no place in 2022 Dominica for such lawlessness. There is no appetite for blocking of roads and burning of tires. In this civilized world, you fight elections in the ballot boxes, ladies and gentlemen. They chose not to put their names on the ballot paper, and they therefore shall spend the next 5 years in the political wilderness of Dominica. My dear people of St. Joseph, this has been a phenomenal embrace of your son, Darren Lloyd. He's a very bright and capable young man. He will be a hard worker, and I am confident that he will do you proud. And incidentally, he's getting into politics at the same age I did in 2000. So we welcome him, ladies and gentlemen. I wish tonight to thank and congratulate the team of Labour in this constituency for carrying forth the battle. The St. Joe team was ready for any and all comers. There is a powerhouse of Labour in this St. Joseph constituency. Powerhouse of Labour is St. Joseph, ladies and gentlemen. So comrades and friends, the evening is growing late, and I know you wish to socialize. I know you wish to rub shoulders with your candidates, and I too am looking to shake a leg tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And enjoy the uniquely St. Joseph hospitality and friendship. But I listened tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to Sister Cassandra Williams. And what an articulate person, ladies and gentlemen, articulating the issues confronting this country and the people of the Lapin constituency. And I listened to Fidel Grant tonight and to my sister Greta, and they have grown and matured in this job. I tell you, we have a solid team come 2023, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you once again for coming out in such large numbers to support us, showing the confidence in the Labour Party. 6 seats have already been declared, and the others shall be voted on December 6th, ladies and gentlemen. This party is humbled. I am humbled. This party is grateful. This Dominica Labour Party, my dear friends, is ready to serve the people of Dominica for the next 5 years. May God bless you all. May God bless the glorious Commonwealth of Dominica. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let us go out on election day, December 6th. I do not want us to say that Labour has won and not go out to vote. We need and we want every single vote in this country in the 15 constituencies where there should be elections on December 6th. Let us go out. I wish to call on the workers' supporters. This is an opportunity for you to vote in the national interest. We want to embrace everyone. You heard of the experience of Brother Lloyd. He told you that Kelver, the then PAL rep, knew that his family were Porto workers. But we did not deny him an opportunity to go out to China and come back with a degree here in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And there are hundreds of such experiences and circumstances across Dominica. empowering people irrespective of your political circumstance or political support. One country, one vision, one people, ladies and gentlemen. Let us all go and vote for the Dominica Labour Party to continue the good work in this country. Thank you very much. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's raining. You know, I'm very grateful to you. Look at us here. In this mud, in this rain, but you're standing firm to send a message to all of Dominica, to all of the world, to all of the region, that the Dominica Labour Party has the support of the masses of this country, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going out on December 6th to vote for the Dominica Labour Party. God bless you. God bless the Commonwealth of Dominica. And God bless all of us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
If I had a chance to live my life again,
put your hands together for our beloved PM, Roosevelt Skerrit. And tomorrow night, we will be in Marigot.